So we have started recording. I'll do the obligatory count in. Thanks for that. That was a better opening than I could ever do, Nina. A lovely burp to welcome you to the Weirding Hour, our little balls of gas.
Hello.
I am your... Well, I'm not your host, actually, because there's only 3 of us today, because Ria's not here. We're sorry to report, guys. She fell into a black hole, got spaghettified, and we're kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
No, she can't be here. She's got shiznit to do. She's very sad, but we're just going to replace her with Ultimate Darkness when we can find it, and we'll just insert that in throughout the podcast.
Same vibe.
Same. I'm Bothwell. Who are you guys?
I'm Mimi.
I'm Nina.
Just had to one-up me there, didn't you?
Melodious.
Yeah. I'm just like, Mimi, you don't come into the podcast and start singing your own name. That's a math thing.
Fine.
And I feel like sing is a bold word to go with, so well done you. So for those of you who have not listened before, we are the Weirding Hour. We talk about weird things that fascinate us, ranging from, I don't know, witches to medical practices to weather phenomenon to stuff at the bottom of the sea. What more could you ask
phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Which is relevant
because
today's
our content is a phenomenon. Because today we're going to be talking about food. You heard it right. The reason to get up in the morning, food.
Yeah.
I would just like to point out, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but I seem to recall when I was younger, like everything was about getting to the pub, like get out at sixth form and be like, right, what time are we getting to the pub? Just got to get to the pub. Didn't care about dinner. Mum was like, have some food before you go. I'm like I need food. I'm going to the pub. I'm going to be drinking pints and then I'm going to throw up. I don't be needing your dinner. And at some point, and I think it happened in my 30s, everything started revolving around food instead. So now it's like, we're going to the pub. What time? Will there be food? If not, I'll eat food before. But if there is going to be food and I've eaten food before, I'm going to be sad about it. So what's happening with the food? So food is everything is basically my point. Where are you guys at with food?
Oh, I've got a wonderful relationship with food. No, I also love food. At the moment, main snack of choice, just eat cream eggs all day. Just all day long.
Mini
Mini
eggs,
eggs.
man.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mainline those mini eggs.
Just eggs, chocolate eggs, Mimi. Your bag.
Yeah. Chocolate eggs of all kinds.
Happy Easter in 4 months. So this week we are talking about foods, and I think, and we shall be doing a craft which we all care very, very much about. This week we'll be doing a collage. That's right, bits of old paper stuck to another bit of paper, which is apparently art. Join us if you will. We'd love to see what bits of paper you can stick to other bits of paper, because wow, what a skill. Cool. Mimi, you're going first. Tell us about food.
I will. Not only will I tell you about food, I want to play a game with you.
Yes!
Yes. This game is called What Gross Food Was Used in That Scene in That One Movie That Time.
Amazing.
Ooh.
Love it.
So the rules of the game are as simple as they sound. I am going to tell you the object that film was trying to emulate. And then I would like you to guess what foodstuffs it was made out of, or vice versa. So I'm going to mix it up a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so each of you may now choose a buzzer sound. Yep, okay, that tracks, yep.
That won't annoy everybody listening.
I'm going to go for classic clown horn.
Okay. That's actually really impressive. Okay, so are you ready to play What Gross Foods Was Used in That Scene in That One Movie That One Time?
I'm so ready. I'm really quite excited.
Excellent. Okay, so I will start you off with an easy one. What was pea soup famously used for? I heard Nina first there.
Oh, damn it! Worst.
Reagan's vomit in The Exorcism.
Yeah!
The
Ding, ding,
Exorcist.
ding, 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 ding. Yes, so that was a
fucking writing points down.
Oh, you think I'm not tracking? Everything's a
What have we win?
competition. And Bothwell, I assume you knew that as well.
Yes.
Yes,
That
fine,
might be
don't
the only
worry.
one I know, to be fair. So
I'm worried that my clown horn just starts too soft. That's what I feel is happening.
You're gonna have to big up the clown horn. Like,
yeah, it's
like that
It's
sounded
the
like
horn's
a
fault.
chicken.
blame the horn. Blame the horn. Marry a woman.
Fair play.
Okay, so that was your warm-up round. So
Oh God.
crowned. And now your warm-up round is finished. We're gonna start with the real questions.
Yeah.
So question 1. Until It's a Wonderful Life started to use sugar, water, soap flakes mixed with foamite, which is the stuff that you find in fire extinguishers, to make snow, what foodstuff was the industry standard for fake snow?
Cocaine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
correct.
cocaine.
Famous edible food. Oh, to be fair.
Old Hollywood cocaine.
It fills you right up.
No, it's not cocaine. Yes, Bothwell. Thank you for the clown noise.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. Is it rice?
No, but kind of similar. You would eat it for breakfast.
Porridge?
Porridge. Oats.
Getting
Oats.
getting closer. It's kind of like grain adjacent. It's one of my favorite things to eat.
To be
You
clear, is
sugar.
this something that
Egg.
you'd eat for breakfast, not a general you?
Oh, everyone would eat this for breakfast. I really like these. You might know a man called Mr. Kellogg.
Oh,
Cornflakes?
corn.
Corn. Yeah, I eat corn for breakfast. Yes, Bothwell, that's correct. Cornflakes.
You stand on two legs and you like bend over and just like peck at the ground, don't you?
Yeah.
Like a giant chicken.
Ah, yes, birdseed. You are correct, Bothwell. So that's a point. You're now 1v1.
But maybe
You love-
cornflakes are
I'm-
yellow.
You were quite right, Bothwell, that they are indeed yellow. So they painted them white. And obviously this was back in the day, so image resolution then got too good to get away with just painting some cornflakes white, and so they had to change it.
Was it?
And then
It was just cornflakes. It wasn't that like. It wasn't a mixture. It was just cornflakes.
No, it was just cornflakes painted white. And
That's amazing.
They were so loud underfoot on set that they had to record the audio separately because all you could hear was like crunch, crunch, crunch as they were walking through the scene.
As somebody who is notorious for loving crunchy flavors and crunchy sounds, that sounds like heaven to me.
Yeah, and what's even better, guys, is at this time they were also using a certain substance for rain because it showed up better on the lights. And can you guess what that was? What goes with cereal?
Milk.
Yep. No way. So it was just a giant fucking pot of cereal.
It's just a giant breakfast.
Delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I would be in absolute heaven. So there you go. Cornflakes painted white used to be used as fake snow.
Nice.
Are you ready for the next question?
So ready.
Okay, fingers on clown noises and honks.
Fingers
okay.
on honkers.
Next one is technically a TV show. It's Game of Thrones.
Woot woot.
Can you guess what wet fruitcake was used for on Game of Thrones?
Honk.
Oh, that's definitely Bothwell.
Brains.
Incorrect.
Guts and stuff.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Um,
Honk.
Nina.
Shit.
Yes. Correct. Ding, 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 ding.
If it's not guts, it's feces.
Yeah, I was about to say that you were closer with the general area.
Moving down their body.
So there's a little montage of precious Samuel Tarly. When he's working, I think, at the Citadel, he has to clean out everybody's chamber pots. And they got some fruitcake, they dunked it in some water, and then they like molded it into little fruity little turds, like the kind of turds that you'd get if you were quite dehydrated.
Oh.
So there you go.
Did it add visible raisins in it though? Because I don't think my shit ever have visible raisins in it.
Not corn. So yeah, Game of Thrones and Little Turds.
Nice.
Bothwell's
That-
like, move on, move on, move
Yeah.
on.
I want my
Yes.
next point. Okay, next we're stepping into the world of Foley.
Oh yeah.
So for listeners that don't know, Foley is the art by which you dub over sounds in a film's audio tracks using like weird objects. So instead of, you might be watching a horse gallop across the screen and someone would be like clipping two coconuts together to make the sound of its hooves.
Punk, it's coconuts.
Fucking it. So I'm going to ask you a little bit more of a hard one. This is quite abstract, actually. I like it. Which food was used for the cracking sound of Rose's frozen hair in Titanic? I'll give you a
Hunk.
clue. Oh, okay. No, clues needed. Nina.
Celery.
Oh, very, very close.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
very
Cucumber.
much in that line. Think what might...
Carrots.
Yeah, no.
Parsnips. Am I getting colder?
It's green. You're getting colder.
Parsnips are carrots. Come on.
Lettuce.
Yes, correct.
Yay!
A head of lettuce being pulled apart. You know, the thick stemmy bit.
Ah.
Probably an extremely fresh one to give that nice crackly sound. But there you go. That's the sound of her hair as she let Jack die.
A fresh lettuce.
Yeah.
Ew, that sounds filthy.
Okay, so I mean, Nina really led us on the track there. I'm going to give you a point each.
What? Celery is not a lettuce. They are different things. You don't get calories burned off chewing a lettuce.
I do not need this back chat, or you will have several points removed.
Yeah, Bothwell.
This is favoritism.
It's really not if Nina's winning.
honesty.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Okay, so next up we have the birthing scene in Knocked Up. Do you remember that? Do you remember the mid-2000s?
Catherine Heigl?
That's the one. And oh
And
god,
she never
Rogen?
worked again.
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen? Yeah.
So, what do you guys reckon they slathered the baby with to mimic a recent departure from a womb?
Punk.
Bothwell?
Jam.
Yes!
That's what I was going to say, and I definitely honked before her.
You definitely did.
You absolutely did not. Either your internet is cutting out or you're a fucking liar. But we can
Number
even
two.
this up. There is another ingredient that I am looking for that went with the jam.
But jam's the easy one.
Yeah, it's the easy one.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. You might smear it on a bagel.
Philadelphia.
Cream cheese.
Those are the same thing. One's a
Mine
brand
was
name.
branded though.
Yeah, and one of us actually did their buzzer sound, so
And the point goes to Nina. Okay.
that's for your
Four-
back chat earlier, Bothwell.
4 plays 2. So yes, it was grape jam and cream cheese. And they had to wipe it on multiple babies because obviously you need more than one baby for like the number of hours that they're doing and the multiple takes. So you can use grape, cherry, and red currant jam. That's all good. But you can't use raspberry or strawberry. And for a bonus point, can you tell me why?
Honk. They've
Yep.
got seeds in.
Incorrect.
Because they're too delicious to be smearing on babies.
Please make your buzzer noise before you speak to me.
Because they're too delicious to be smeared on babies. They belong on delicious toast.
I mean, that is true, but the answer that I have here, are you honking again?
Something about the colour. I want that bonus point. The colour of them is too realistic and the men can't handle it.
I mean,
Same as
That's a
why
great
all
reason.
periods on TV are fucking blue. I never had a blue period.
Buffer.
Is it because you can't smear those things on babies because of sensitivity?
Correct. Yes, they're common allergies, far more common than grape, cherry, and red currant. So imagine that being how you
Rigged.
found out that you're allergic to strawberries, just being fucking head to
also-
toe.
Those things are red, so baby comes
Yeah.
out in a rash. You can't tell.
No.
Yeah, many babies were lost on that film. A lesser known fact about Knocked Up. Lots of infant death. Okie dokie. You got the bonus point, Bothwell. So Nina, and you're on 4 points. Bothwell, you're on 3 points. Damn it. So I mean, we've got a few more questions left, guys. There's everything to win. Okay, so I'm going to read you an ingredients list, and you have to tell me what these foods were used for together. It's just for one effect in the film Alien. Okay. Pasta, caviar, and water with white dye.
Honk.
Yes, Nina.
The bit.
Yep.
I feel like Bothwell has an advantage because I've only seen Alien once. Not the bit where he's coming out the stomach.
No, not the chest bursting scene.
It's the bit. They like fire white goo, don't they? I don't know.
Huh?
No, I'm thinking something about aliens. They're white. Their blood's white. All their insides of aliens are white.
I'm sorry, Nina. I'm going to have to stop you there. Bothwell, would you like to answer the question?
Sorry, was it from Alien?
Alien singular, not aliens plural. Though
Okay.
actually, you could also
Featured in
have
both.
used
Is it the stuff that is inside the alien egg when the facehugger comes out?
Incorrect. So think less about the alien and more about the supporting cast.
I'm never going to get this because
Yeah, you're
I
not gonna get this 'cause
saw
you've
that
not seen it.
once and I wasn't really watching it.
I mean, you say that Bothwell has an advantage. Yes, she does, because Alien is an amazing film. Though I do prefer Aliens.
Me too. It's way more fun.
Yeah.
But Alien is a great film.
Mostly.
I'm just trying to think. Well, the cat wasn't made of pasta, so it's not that
No.
supporting member of the cat.
But it's the white. It's the white dye. 'Cause
You were
there's, like-
close. You were
Oh,
close.
of course, it's the freaking android.
Yes.
Ian
there
Holmes'
you
character, who
go.
I can't remember what he's called now.
Ash.
Ash.
His name is Ash, and he gets his head lopped off.
He do.
Oh, spoilers, by the way. And yes,
How old is that film?
I mean,
Older
true.
than you, mate.
Yes, correct. It was android blood and gore, and they also mixed it with marbles. So his insides kind of look kind of that kind of glassy, futuristic look.
Oh, marvelous.
I hit you. Okay, I'm removing. You're actually you're equal. You're neck and
Okay.
neck. 4v4. 4v4.
Okay.
Okay, can you do some more modern films that
No.
weren't prehistoric?
So, I'm afraid I'm going to act completely contrary to what Nina would like, and we're going to throw it back to The Wizard of Oz.
Yay.
Seen that film, Nina?
Yes.
So you
I've
might
only seen
know.
that film like once, I think.
Yeah, as a child.
This might be
no,
hard then.
recently.
So you might know that this was one of the first breakthrough films in Technicolor, and they just really wanted to ram that point home. So they made everything as brightly coloured as they could. So can you tell me, which animal did they dye purple, and what food did they use to do it?
Honk.
Oh, I'm afraid that's Bothwell.
Flying monkeys?
Incorrect.
Oh, good.
Think more of a transport animal. What animal would you use for transport in old times?
A donkey.
Bothwell?
The horses in the
The
Emerald City.
horses. Yes, the horses in the Emerald City were bright fucking purple because fuck it.
Well, there were a few shades, weren't they? I think they dyed them a few different colours.
And can you tell me, Bothwell, what they used to dye them those different colours?
Ah, damn it. Fruits.
Not a bit more less less vegetarian than fruit.
Oh no.
Blood.
So blood. No, we had a whole conversation about this particular ingredient while we were eating our sweets on Saturday night.
Oh, gelatin.
Gelatine.
It was Jello powder. So like stuff that you made
mean-
purple jelly with.
So
I
do we
said
both get a
gelatin.
point?
You both get. a
I
point.
said it first.
Yes.
You can both have a point. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's like
we
having
both get a
children.
point.
Also, this is adorable though. So the horsey actors kept licking themselves and their mates because their coat was so delicious. So they were just licking each other's coats the whole time, and they had to stop loads of takes. The less you think about the fact that they were like licking the crushed bones of like other farmyard animals off each other.
Yeah, that
the
detracts.
better.
That
But how
detracts from the
cute.
adorableness a little bit.
So cute. Okay. Okay, so we've gone over the cute, and now we're going to go back to the disgusting. On which classic horror film were actual pig intestines used as props?
Honk.
You can't go honk as if that's one noise, Nina. Bothwell, that's your.
It's a very famous song. And
Texas Chainsaw
actually-
Massacre.
No.
No, actually, you'll find that there's very little gore on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't think there's a drop of blood spilled on that film. Nina?
That's what I was going to say.
Ha! Me too.
Very, very famous zombie director. Yes, Bothwell?
Day of
You-
Night of the Living Dead.
No, his other ones.
Dawn of the Dead.
The other one.
Day of the Dead.
Correct.
There we go. Sometime
Lovely.
of the Dead.
So I'm actually kind of glad that Ria's not here for this one because it is grim. So what they would do is get the actors to lie down on a false floor, so only their shoulders stuck out, and then they'd attach a fake body cavity to them, which was then stuffed with literal pig intestines. And it looks amazing. It looks very authentic, obviously. But because the shoots go on for hours and hours on end, eventually these actors would just be attached to piles of rotting meat. And they were playing dead bodies. So when they were rolling the takes, they had to be absolutely still. And apparently it was very difficult not to retch. And there are loads of behind the scenes photos of them wearing masks between takes to help with the smell of rotting pig intestines.
Yummy.
Food. You said you loved food, Bothwell. Okay. So we've got a couple more. This next one's going to be quite quick fire. So it's back to another Foley audio one. What food was used as the sound for the ickle dinosaurs hatching on Jurassic Park?
Eggs.
Oh. I love that.
My buzzer has actually changed to eggs now. So
Your buzzer is eggs. Okay. And eggs. What is your answer?
eggs.
Incorrect. Bothwell.
I was also going to say eggs. Celery.
No. No, incorrect.
Honk.
Yes, Nina.
Celery.
Oh, okay. Imagine you
Crackers.
are-
I don't know.
Crackers is closer. Imagine you're walking on a beach. You might enjoy this food.
Ice cream cones.
Correct.
Woo! I didn't buzzer though. Ice cream cones.
Also, I was like, pebbles aren't a food.
Pebbles? You're going to eat the pebbles on the beach, are you? Jesus, I'm not going on holiday with you. Okay. 5 plays 6, I think, at the moment. Bothwell, you're in the lead by 1 point.
Yes.
So, Nina, can you equalize? Because this is our last question.
Know how I've got that many points.
Probably because I felt sorry for you.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I don't want those points.
This one. Okay, this is more audio trickery for our last question. And this is absolutely the hardest one on the list because it's so fucking abstract. And why they tried this, I have no idea. Okay. Have you seen the film X-Men?
Yes. Wait, which one?
No.
One of them. Oh, okay, the one with Nightcrawler, played by Alan, what's his name?
Yeah, Cummings. Yes.
Cummings, yes. So there's a sound when Nightcrawler teleports in X-Men, and it's kind of like wispy bang sound. It sounds like a flashbulb going off. It's like that was actually a really good impression, just so you know. Like a tiny little
This-
sneeze.
Is so biased towards Bothwell because I've never seen it.
Well, use your imagination.
Do the
And
sound
And
again?
rethink your life choices.
Do the sound again.
A sneeze.
Not it's not food.
An animal sneezing. A food sneezing.
A food sneezing. Yes, correct. No. I'll give you a clue. It's not food for humans. You both look very perturbed by this question.
No one knows
What
this
isn't a
question-
food for humans?
Yeah, we can eat. Don't tell us what to eat. We can eat what we want.
Bothwell, you have 2 of these things in your house, and what do you feed them?
Kibble.
The other thing you might feed a dog.
Bones.
No, it's really it comes in
Ears.
It's dog food. The can of dog food.
Oh, we don't feed our dogs dog food. They're very posh dogs.
So this is absolutely amazing. The sound is created by dog food being sucked out of a can at high pressure, I assume with a machine and not by someone's mouth.
Oh god.
Hoover.
And the sound was played forwards or backwards, depending on whether Nightcrawler was coming or going, which is just stunning.
Lovely.
And there you go.
Is that depending on whether Alan was comings or goings?
Oh, very good. I feel like I should give you an extra point, Nina, for that amazing comment.
And yet, when I say marvelous, I'm
almost
taking
get
another
expelled.
point
Offwards. Offwards? Taking another point offwards. You have finished in a tie. 6 points to Nina, 6 points to Bothwell, 0 points to Rhea. And thank you for playing my food quiz.
Very informative, Mimi. Thank you so much. Listeners, that knowledge you have learned is valuable and will be relevant at some point in your life. Who knows when? Who knows when?
Probably never.
Yeah, probably never.
I got less excited about that quiz as it went on.
Oh, thanks.
What a hurtful thing to say.
I also can't help that
It's how
you
I feel
haven't
about
seen
all
good
quizzes.
films.
I get really excited and then I'm like, oh, I can't answer that question. Oh, I can't answer that question. Oh, I can't answer that one.
So what you're saying is you're angry that you're dumb.
I'm
Yes.
angry that people write bad questions.
Bad questions about some of the most famous films. Would you like a bonus
Excellent.
question that's very easy, Nina?
Yes.
What did they use for the shit that Andy Dufresne crawls through in The Shawshank Redemption?
Shit.
No. They did make him crawl through a real sewer pipe, but they had to wash it first because it was super toxic.
Chocolate pudding.
It was
More
Some kind of
fruitcake.
chocolate thing.
It was chocolate syrup mixed with sawdust, which
Mm.
gave it that kind of matte, bitty poop vibe of that raw sewage has.
The bitty poop.
Bitty poop. And that's enough of that.
They made him crawl through an actual sewer pipe. Why?
For authenticity.
But they washed it out. That's not authentic.
Yeah, but then they filled it with the bitty poop.
Chocolate bitty poop.
That's
You know that song from
bizarre
the
to
end
me.
of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? It's like, you're my little bitty poop. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, let's move along to Nino. What are you going to tell us about food?
So I was going to tell you about something else, and then I heard this story literally today while I was getting ready for work, and I was like, that's so much weirder. I'm going to do that one. So
Ooh.
this is very like last second. I started doing this research 20 minutes before we start recording. So
Professional.
Mhm.
okay, so I'm going to take you back to the 1700s in France. And it was around 1772, but because this person was born into a poor family, we don't know exactly when they were born.
Mhm.
But this man is called Tarare,
Terrare. How are we spelling that?
like tar and rare.
Terrare? I
No,
don't
it's
know.
definitely Terrari.
Terrare.
But it might be a nickname. I don't know if it's even was his real name, because it was so long ago. Anyway, he was born around this time, 1770s, and as a child, he had a huge appetite, and by his teens, he could eat a quarter of a bull, which weighed as much as himself in a single day.
So can I. Nothing impressive about
Okay,
Wow.
well,
We're both fat shits.
he ramps up.
Okay.
So by this time, his parents couldn't afford to feed him because he was born into a working class family.
Mm.
And so they forced him to leave. So for some years after this, he started touring the country with a roaming band of thieves and sex workers, begging and stealing for food, before he got a job as a warm-up act to a traveling charlatan.
Oh.
Yeah, so I looked it up and it's like, it kind of said like a snake oil salesman. So basically they travel to these places, they convince people that these medicines will cure all their illnesses and whatever, and people buy it. But then by the time that they've taken it and found out it doesn't do anything, they've moved on to the next village or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he's traveling with some people who need to use a bit of trickery and whatnot to make a living. He would draw a crowd by eating corks, stones, and by swallowing an entire basket full of apples one after the other.
Swallowing, I assume not whole, but that's still a lot of apples.
I mean, yeah, it's 1700s, not a lot of detailed information out there.
I need to know, how were they quartered? Did he bite them one by one? I need to know for my act, because I want to go into the market with something unique.
Well, it won't be unique. Terrari's done it.
Ugh, that Terrare.
So in 1788, he moved to Paris to work as a street performer, and it seems like he was doing all right there. But on one occasion, his act went wrong, and he suffered from severe intestinal obstruction. So
He's all blacked up.
he's been eating some weird shit for a long time. So
yeah, I feel like doesn't something go wrong? It just is the inevitable thing. What happens when you eat cork?
Yes. Well, yes, and then it's the inevitable solution. The crowd carried him to a hospital, and he was treated with powerful laxatives and made a full recovery. He offered to demonstrate his act to his surgeon by he offered to eat his watch and chain.
What?
And the surgeon was unimpressed by the offer and warned him that if he did so, he would cut Terrare open to recover the items.
Amazing.
Lovely.
I love that.
So, despite the fact he ate so much, he was actually quite slim and was average height. So, when he was 17, he weighed only 100 pounds, which is about 7 stone. And he was described as having unusually soft, fair hair and an abnormally wide mouth.
And he weighed 7 stone.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
At 17,
small.
yeah.
Teeny tiny.
In his abnormally wide mouth, his teeth were heavily stained and his lips were almost invisible.
Oh. He sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
When he hadn't
Drop.
eaten, his skin would hang so loosely around his waist that he could wrap the fold of his skin from his abdomen like around his body.
What?
And when he was full, it would distend like a huge balloon.
That's not okay.
The skin of his cheeks was wrinkled and hung loosely, and when stretched out, he could hold 12 eggs in his cheeks.
Does he have some sort of connective tissue disease? Does he have like Ehlers-Danlos or something? Like,
70
Da, da, da.
inches, man.
wow.
So there was some other strange things about his body. So it was hot to the touch and he sweated heavily, which meant he had a constant foul body odor. And he was described as stinking to such a degree that he could not be endured within the distance of 20 paces.
Sorry,
got
did you
the-
say he was single?
Why are you looking?
I mean, if I were
He's-
300 years younger.
And apparently the smell would get noticeably worse once he'd eaten, and
Oh.
a visible vapor would rise from his body.
He would steam.
Yeah.
What?
Like in a comic when they have smell lines coming off them.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Also, I don't think either of you will be surprised by the fact that he had chronic diarrhea.
You and him both.
Which was said to be, quote, fetid beyond all conception.
That is. Oh, he could have mixed with some sawdust. Would have made a nice little sewer pipe.
Oh no.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it's not good.
So yeah, he had all these strange characteristics, but he didn't appear to vomit excessively or to gain weight. And there were also no apparent signs of mental illness or unusual behaviour, apart from wanting to eat all the time.
Yeah, apart from
Which, I mean,
everything you said.
Mimi, don't call that out as an unusual, because
That's me.
yeah.
I like to snack also. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um,
hello. Clear agrees.
Someone had snacked.
I like a snack.
He, but he did apparently have quite an apathetic temperament, and he had quite the life. Even after all of this, traveling circus kind of lifestyle, he joined the French Revolutionary Army, and unfortunately, the military rations were not enough to satisfy his appetite. So he'd carry out tasks for other soldiers in return for a share of their rations, and he'd scavenge on the dung heap for scraps. Still not enough to satisfy him. Eventually, he was admitted to the military hospital with a case of extreme exhaustion and was granted quadruple rations.
Quadruple?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he remained hungry, so he would scavenge for garbage in gutters and eat the scraps of food left by other patients.
No, Terrare, stop it.
Yeah.
Arrêtez-vous.
So he was ordered to remain in the military hospital to take part in physiological experiments because they were like, what the fuck is going on with this dude? So one of his doctors was Pierre-Francois Percy, and he decided to test how much food Terrare could eat. So a meal had been prepared for 15 labourers near the hospital, and so normally he was restrained when there was food around, but on this occasion they just let him loose, and he ate the entire meal.
For 15 people?
Yes.
What a
So
legend.
it consisted of 2 large meat pies, plates of grease and salt, and 4 gallons of milk, and then he immediately fell asleep.
Little Napsy.
Been
Tired
there.
after all that snacking.
Yeah.
And the doctors noted that his belly became taut and inflated, again like a large balloon. And this is where it gets fucked up, guys. Warning, this is the bit where I'm glad Rhea is not here. But
Oh,
you
please
guys,
not eating live things.
you guys are also going to struggle with some of this.
No.
On another occasion, he was presented with a live cat.
No.
No, tapping out. Don't want to know.
He
Terrare
tore
can-
the cat's abdomen open with his teeth and drank its blood, and proceeded to eat the entire cat aside from its bones before vomiting up its fur and skin.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done
Terrare
with the
can
weirding
fuck off.
hour. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
At least it wasn't a dog.
that's true.
Sorry to all
I'm
the cat
going to
lovers
carry
out
on.
there. Okay, cool.
Following this, hospital staff for some reason decided to give him some more live animals. A variety including snakes, lizards, and I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not going into details on the next bit, but he may have been given some live puppies.
Oh, I am gonna. Where is he? Where
Yeah,
is he buried?
get
I'm
it.
gonna go and punch it.
Also, if he tried to eat my dog, he'd get right back.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum. That is horrific, and I hate it, and I wish I didn't have to listen to this.
Yeah. This podcast is fucking
Well-
terrible. I am putting up an awful review.
It was 300 years ago, so maybe we can take some of these reports with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it totally didn't happen. All of
Yeah.
those puppies went to
And a
live
plate
on like
of
a big farm.
grease. A grain of salt and a place of grease.
Yes.
He also apparently swallowed an entire eel without chewing.
That's impressive.
What, like a giant piece of spaghetti?
Was it just Rhea after she'd been in a black
Like
hole? Eel.
So he was still in the military at this time, remember? And they were like, hey, this guy can swallow a load of weird shit. We're in a war. Let's use him.
Could you swallow Hitler, please?
Too soon.
Wrong
Too
How-
soon for Hitler.
How can we weaponize this person's weird gift/disability?
Precisely. So they did a little test and they put a little document inside a wooden box which they fed to him. And 2 days later, it was retrieved from his excrement with the document still legible. So they proposed to use him as a military courier, carrying
as in,
documents
no.
securely through their
No.
enemy territory with no risk of them being found if he was searched.
No way. And then what? He vomited it out the other end?
He didn't vomit out.
Oh no. Why is that worse?
So before they sent him off for this, they got him to demonstrate his abilities before a gathering of the commanders. And when he did demonstrate this successfully, he was given a wheelbarrow filled with 30 pounds of raw bull's lungs and liver as his reward,
As a treat.
which
have-
he
Oh,
immediately ate in front of all of them.
didn't even wait till he got back to his barracks. Just
I know.
fucking slam that down.
This dude's so fucking hungry. He just like doesn't give a shit about like norms or
Oh.
politeness, or he's just like, that looks delicious, I'm fucking eating it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
do you know what? Why
You
can't
can
you be
keep
like
talking,
the
but
caterpillar?
I'm busy.
The hungry caterpillar that
The
just
very-
has like a chunk of apple and some cake. And why can't he just go around taking bites out of like foods rather than, oh, I'll have some puppies and some bull's lungs?
So after this successful demonstration, he was officially employed as a spy. His
That's a normal trajectory for his career path so far.
his first assignment was to carry a message to a French colonel who was imprisoned, and he was told that the documents were of great military significance,
Hmm.
but because this was his first mission, fortunately they were smart enough that it wasn't of great military significance. It was actually a note asking the colonel to confirm that he got the message, and if he did, just send a reply with any potentially useful information.
Okay.
So Terrare crossed the lines, Prussian lines, under cover of darkness, disguised as a German peasant. Terrare was unable to speak German.
Oh, 9.
No, actually, oh
no,
no,
he couldn't. Sorry.
no, oh no. And because of this, he soon attracted attention of local residents who
You'd
alerted the
think.
Prussian authorities. And he was captured. Oh, Terrare.
Oh no.
He was strip searched and they found nothing suspicious on him. And he was whipped, but he said nothing because he'd been told great military significance, this is very important for your country, etc. So he was like, no, I'm going to keep my mouth shut for the first time.
Okay.
But after 24 hours of captivity, he relented and explained the scheme to his captors.
Oh.
So yeah, he had a day and then he was like, oh, fuck it, I'm hungry. So
That is
They
exactly how
changed
I would
him-
crack. It's true. I won't tell you anything.
it's not,
Give me a biscuit. What do you want to know?
so they chained him to a latrine and eventually 30 hours after being swallowed, the wooden box emerged.
Box.
Uh,
That sounds like it's got corners.
It too. So because he'd been told they contained vital intelligence, that's what he told his captors, and they were fucking pissed when they opened it to find out it was like just a dummy message. So they took him to the gallows and placed a noose around his neck.
No.
Stop
So
being sorry
basi-
for him, Mimi. He ate puppies.
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, get on the fucking noose.
At the last minute, he was taken down from the scaffold,
No.
given a severe beating, and released near the French lines.
That is a complete 180. What's that about?
I feel like because he was such an unusual dude, I think a lot of people felt sorry for him.
Until he eats puppies, yeah.
Like, I mean, he was obviously useless to them as a spy, so that's why they released him. They were like, this dude isn't actually going to do anything.
Yeah.
So after this, he was quite shaken up, as you can imagine, and he was desperate to avoid more military service. So he returned to the hospital, begging his previous doctor, Percy, that he try any possible cure for his appetite. So Percy tried various things. He tried, I'm not sure how you say this, laudanum, I think, which is a tincture of opium.
Oh.
And he tried some wine vinegar and tobacco pills and large quantities of soft boiled eggs. But none of it managed to suppress his appetite, unfortunately.
But
Probably
will
help with the
probably have
smell.
helped, helped him smell even better.
Any kinds of efforts to control his diet failed. He would sneak out of the hospital to scavenge for offal outside butcher shops. He'd fight stray dogs for carrion in gutters.
The dogs were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, who the fuck are you? And he was also caught several times within the hospital drinking from patients undergoing bloodletting and attempting to eat the bodies in the mortuary.
What is this guy's issue? What is it?
He's hungry.
Yeah, but
There's
this is
something
like-
going wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not just mad snacks. That's not okay.
it's not okay.
Mad snacks.
That's what I'm going to be naming my firstborn.
That's your rapper nickname, isn't it?
Mad snacks.
Snacks.
Oh yes, DJ Mad Snacks.
Okay, we're winding down to the end, so I'll just finish quickly because we've been going on for ages. A lot of the doctors believed he was mentally ill and tried to get him transferred to a asylum, but Percy, his kind of main doctor, was keen to continue his experiments, so he stayed in the hospital. After some time, a 14-month-old child disappeared,
No.
and he was immediately suspected.
I'm less bothered about the kids and the
Percy-
puppies.
Yeah, 100%.
I know, right? Percy was unable or unwilling to defend him, and he was chased from the hospital, to which he never returned.
That's oof.
4 years later, so this was in 1798, someone contacted Percy to notify him that a patient of theirs, so this was someone at a different hospital, to notify him that a patient of theirs wished to see him. It was Terrare, who was now bedridden and very weak. Terrare told Percy that he had swallowed a golden fork 2 years earlier, which he thought was lodged inside him and causing his current weakness, and he hoped that Percy could find some way to remove it. Percy, though, because he was actually a doctor, recognised that he had advanced tuberculosis, and a month later, Terrare began to experience continuous diarrhea and died shortly afterwards.
Oh.
Was that because
Well.
of the tuberculosis or just because he continued to eat random shite he found everywhere?
And babies.
That's what I said. Random shite
Yeah.
he found everywhere. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it. Fans of babies.
So they, this dude was fucking strange, right? So people wanted to see what was up. So they autopsied his body. And when they opened him up, they found that his gullet was abnormally wide. And when his jaws were open, you could see all the way down his esophagus into his stomach.
Wow, like a bottomless pit.
His body was also found to be filled with pus.
Ew. The gross.
Mm-hmm. His liver and gallbladder were abnormally large, and his stomach was enormous, covered in ulcers and filling most of his abdominal cavity.
No.
The fork was never found.
What an ending.
That is literally the last sentence on his Wikipedia page.
What a joker.
So fucking sad.
It's hilarious. Love it.
you guys were like theorizing what the fuck is going on here, but there are no modern cases that have been documented similar to him.
Is it not like, this sounds like he had some crazy ass version of like a hypothyroidism or something whereby his, there's not the appetite control.
That is exactly the suggested thing that it says on here. So
yeah.
hypothyroidism can induce an extreme appetite, rapid weight loss, which would explain he's eating so much but he's not gaining, profuse sweating, heat intolerance, and fine hair. So it's basically all the symptoms of that.
Yeah.
And someone else speculated that he might have had a damaged amygdala, which injuries to the amygdala in animals can induce polyphagia, which is a strong sensation of hunger or desire to eat, often accompanied by overeating. So it does seem like he probably had one of something of those, and then I don't know about the large mouth and the big gut and stuff. Maybe had a couple things going on, but that is Terare, the guy with the big fucking appetite.
Thank you for bringing that nightmare monstrosity into our lives.
Yeah, I hated it, but I loved it.
Yeah,
because it reminds me of me.
It's the live animals bit. Like, come on, it's never gonna ever be necessary.
No.
But he did sound like he had quite a difficult fucking life. Like he didn't want this condition.
No.
He sounded like he suffered constantly. And they just couldn't do anything about it at the time, unfortunately. So there you go.
Yeah, no, he's a puppy eater, so I don't care for him. Sorry that he suffered, but also don't eat puppies.
But you were on board when it was cats.
I didn't love the cats bit. I don't love the I don't think you need to be eating live animals. There's probably a whole argument here for not eating animals at all, but as Ria's not here, we'll make it next time.
She can make it while listening to this episode, screaming at her Spotify account.
Yes, exactly. As she wails from the darkness. Cool. Thank you for that. Also, not thank you. So, who's next? That's right. It's me.
You know I like the grim stuff.
Yeah, you do. Well, I'm going to lighten the mood with yet again another bit of a list. And this is a list of deadly foods. That's right, foods that might get you rather than you get them. And maybe
number one, puppies.
Actually, of a theme. Number one is hot dogs.
Oh no.
So the stats I have about the dangers of hot dogs does come from America, but that, it makes sense. That's where they came from. So the American Academy of Pediatrics says that hot dogs are a choking hazard to children and should come with a warning label, to the extent that at least 17% of food-related asphyxiations in those under the age of 10 are caused by hot dogs.
No way.
According to a 41-state study. Yeah, so they actually even suggest in their paper that the design of the hot dog is so deadly, perhaps we could rethink the shape. And don't know how to break it to them that bits of broken up sausage would just be like meatballs. And so, no, you can't. But yeah, the size and shape of a hot dog makes it very, very dangerous, as they can get lodged in the throats of children, making them dangerous food numero uno.
Dear, oh dear.
Just to let a big shout out that this list that I've compiled, I have done a little bit of reading around the topic, but a lot of it came from Time magazine and their article Top 10 Most Dangerous Foods. And I thought, why not go with them? Because in an advert for their magazine, they advertised that in 1938, they gave Adolf Hitler Man of the Year. So why they're advertising that for themselves is anybody's guess. That is not the selling point they think it is.
Let's just remind everyone.
Horrendous. Yeah, exactly. So the next one I'm going to talk about, this is perhaps what you might think of more when we think about a very dangerous foods. This is a kind of fish, and you get this served mostly in Japan. Go on.
Puffer fish.
It's fugu.
Yeah.
Fugu.
That's pufferfish,
Um,
right?
It's blowfish, but yeah, I think they're the same. Are pufferfish and blowfish the same thing? I guess so.
I don't know.
But if you're allowed to kind of swip between the two, I feel like we should add huffyfish in there somewhere. Anyway, so basically, fugu is paper thin slices of a blowfish. But the problem is that the blowfish itself, in its intestines, ovaries, and liver, contains a poison called tetrodotoxin. There we go, which is 1,200 times deadlier than cyanide.
That's a lot.
Is a lot. It's very deadly. It's basically so potent that a lethal dose is smaller than the head of a pin. So one actual fish could kill around 30 people.
You know how I know it's a pufferfish is because there's a Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Homer.
I knew you were
Homer's
going
like,
to say that.
Yeah, just so that you're aware, if you do go to a restaurant that serves it, chefs are legally obliged to go under 2 to 3 years of training to obtain a fugu preparing license.
Just don't fucking eat it, guys. Come on.
Yeah, do you know why?
It can't be
Because
that tasty.
it can't be that tasty. Like, is it tastier than Oreos? Probably not. So really, and it's about £200 a dish because it's got so many overheads, like getting a license to be able to cook it. Yeah. So don't eat fugu, guys.
Yeah, just
Let's-
eat some mini eggs.
Let's move right along.
Oh, you
to-
know mini eggs are fucking tastier than fugu.
Oh, so much tastier. Anyway, moving on to my list. The next one is a fruit. So this is the ackee fruit, which was originally from West Africa, but came to become the Jamaican national fruit for some reason. Do we have a national fruit?
Yeah, Alan Carr.
Hey!
Was that the first gay man you could think of?
I was trying desperately to think of Graham Norton, but I just
It
went to
came out
Drag
Alan
Race.
Carr.
Went,
I don't
Who's
know. I prefer Graham Norton, but Alan Carr is probably fruitier.
listeners, the poll on the socials will be put up. Who is fruitier? Alan Carr or Graham
Also,
Norton?
can you describe gay people as fruits now?
We can because we are.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that how it works? Maybe. Yeah,
I think
maybe.
so.
We're all gay. We're allowed to say gay people are fruits. We're fruits then, by all accounts.
Oh yeah.
Who's the
Bye.
fruitiest of us?
Bothwell's literally married to a woman.
Yeah, but I'm not particularly fruity. I would
I
have said
think
that would
I'm the
fall to Mimi.
fruitiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the
I think
fruitiest
that's
and I'm
a
only
Mimu.
bi, so
Right, let me tell you about the Jamaican fruit ackee, because I just love the fact that it's their national fruit. But should you eat this fruit when it is not ripe, when it is not ready, it will cause something called Jamaican
Jamaican
Jamaican-
crazy.
vomiting sickness.
Oh no.
Yeah, which has some pretty obvious symptoms, as you can get by the name, but it's also been known to lead to comas and or death.
And or
Death. And it's because it contains a poison called hypoglycin.
Yum.
So basically, you have to wait until the protective pods turn red and open naturally. So don't be trying to get into that fruit early. And once open, you can only eat the yellow arili. If you eat the seeds.
Oh really?
Oh, really? Because yeah, if you eat the seeds, it's gonna be sad times. That vomiting bug is gonna come to get you.
Yeah.
So let's move on. So this you would again maybe expect to see on a list of deadly foods, and thinking from a kind of allergen perspective, what do y'all think it might be?
Kiwi.
Nina points to Nina.
Damn it.
Mr. Peanut. Hello. So yes, it's apparently about 1% of the population has a peanut allergy. And it's the
Wow.
most common cause of food allergy deaths. So the American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology, which sounds like an absolute riot of a place, has said that it's the most common food for allergic deaths. And apparently it's on the rise, and no one knows why, because from 1997 to 2002, incidents of peanut allergy doubled in children. Okay, guys, we're halfway through the list. We are now at number 5. So these foods, and there's a couple of them, have been linked to, well, they were listed as the riskiest food of 2009, according to the Centre for Science in the public interest, which is basically kind of regulated by the FDA, so who approve all the stuff that we can and can't eat. What do you think it might be?
For me, anything containing gluten is very risky.
Risky. Risky by allergen or risky by shape?
Oh,
Not by shape or by allergen.
Oh.
risky by like salmonella and stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
What year did you say?
2009.
You're
You trying to remember what you ate back then?
Yeah.
What was I eating in 2009?
Sushi?
It
Push pop.
wasn't cow's meat because BSE was in like the 90s, wasn't it?
Yes, and so it's not about CGD. You're not going to get it, so I'm going to tell you. The answer is leafy greens.
Fuck
That's
off.
right. Spinach, lettuce, cabbage, arugula, which I can't remember what that is over here, and kale.
What is arugula?
I can't remember. It's like we have the equivalent of it, and I can't remember what it's called.
It's rocket, of course.
There you go, rocket.
Just that when I hear that, all I can think of is like a cartoon when someone sees someone sexy in a cartoon and they're like, arugula.
I often do that when I see rocket because it's so sexy.
Yeah. Lovely. Anywho, so the group identified 363 separate outbreaks linked to these vegetables, and 240 of those cases were linked to food from restaurants. So the common contaminant was mostly norovirus, which is spread by the unwashed hands of an ill food handler or consumer. So basically passing on your germs through the food. But the other contaminants included E. coli and salmonella, both of which could be introduced during the production phase if the greens come into contact with animal manure or contaminated water or wild animals. So this is why you got to wash your veggies, yo.
Yeah, something I've never done in my life.
Yeah, nah, I'll risk it.
So the next one, number 6, is not perhaps so common, but is delicious. I, for one, love it as jam, and that is rhubarb.
Ew.
Rhubarb big in the pastry world, and in America, so much so that it is known as the pie plant.
That is so American.
So rhubarb actually has quite a long medicinal history as well, and that sort of comes from sort of Eastern way over in Asia. But ingesting a large amount of the leaves can cause poisoning. So the CDC warns that neither cooked nor raw rhubarb leaves should be consumed owing to the toxins that they contain. So you should only ever be eating the stalk anyway. But yeah, if somebody presents you with pie and they've put rhubarb leaves in, you want to be saying no, no, no.
Yeah, no, I don't want that pie anyway, so I'm safe.
No tarsies. Okay, so we're back to fish for number 8. We have a tuna.
Tuna,
which is apparently the most widely consumed fish in the world.
I guess canned tuna.
Yeah. I mean,
stinks. I don't understand how anyone can eat anything that smells like literal cat food.
It's so story time. I'm vegetarian now, and I was also vegetarian as a teenager, and I worked at dog kennels and a cattery, and we used to feed the cats tuna, and when I was vegetarian I would huff the cans of tuna as I was feeding the cats because it smelled so good.
That I don't have a strong gag reflex, and that makes me want to gag.
Oh, so yummy. But
It's
also
fucking gross.
RIP the fish.
Fucking gross.
Yeah. So the reason that we have to be careful with how much tuna we are eating, and it is basically that, is due to the fact that it might contain high mercury levels.
Yum.
So in 2004, going back a little while, the US government actually warned pregnant women and young children against eating too much of the white variety of the fish because of the high levels of mercury that could affect the unborn or young children's developing nervous systems.
Oh.
Yes, but you might fall prey to scombroid, which is the best name ever.
Sorry.
Scombroid, a mild food poisoning caused by the toxins emitted from improperly refrigerated fish such as tuna, but also mackerel, bluefish, and mahi-mahi.
Yummy, yummy.
Which is just fun to say. So the next one, oh, it's a shame Rhea isn't here because this is really the only person who's going to get this. Being
Chickpeas.
another
Oh.
sort of, yeah. Well, no, but
What a
she'll have eaten
confusing
it.
sentence.
Yeah, but no, but yeah. So I think it's cassava or cassava, which is better known to Americans as tapioca. So this is kind of like a puddingy thing, but you can also, some people have it for breakfast also. And it's made from, or it's produced from the roots of a bush-like plant. Bush.
Which one, George or?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the third. But the crop can have deadly consequences because when prepared incorrectly, the plant produces a cyanide.
Oh dear.
Yes. They also warn that quite a few people are allergic. Well, that's a lie. A small number of people are allergic to the plant. And that those with a rubber latex allergy might be more susceptible and should consider opting for a different dessert. I don't really know how those two things are linked, but yeah.
No.
Apparently, if you've got a rubber latex allergy, you shouldn't eat this plant. So this one makes me very sad to say. Number 9, coffee. Yeah.
Not coffee.
Shan't hear a word against it because it's wonderful. But obviously there are some effects to coffee that we are aware of that are not so good for us. So increased heart rate, difficulty sleeping, can take that sheen off your teeth. But there's other ways that it can also be not so great. So in 1992, McDonald's had some trouble when 79-year-old grandmother Stella Liebig of New Mexico sued the fast food company because a scalding cup of 170-degree coffee caused third-degree burns over 6% of her body, which is the story. Is this not the story that you told us?
Yes.
Yes, before, yes. So including her thighs and buttocks. So she was awarded.
Have you told that on the pod?
No, I think I just told Bothwell in passing.
Did you?
In person. Yeah.
Oh, I really thought it was on the podcast. Okay, so basically, guys, yeah, this lady got 170-degree burns, which, what the fuck? Apparently, they cook their coffee on the sun.
Yeah, but then they fucking put out a load of like propaganda, basically being like, this woman's suing us because we serve our coffee too hot, but she put it in between her legs when she was driving. Like, what a stupid bitch! And actually,
Yeah.
it was way too fucking hot.
Yeah. So sucks to be them. They had to give her 2.86 million, but apparently later reduced in settlement. But still, McDonald's did lower the temperature of their coffee, but apparently Starbucks reportedly brews its coffee at a higher level to this day. So don't put a Starbucks coffee in between your legs.
I'll do my best.
But actually, don't, because it fucking destroyed her body.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
horrendous.
yeah. She like melt part of her thigh to her labia.
Oh no.
And she had to have like loads of operations, and obviously it was really painful.
No.
And then they made her out to be some like money grabber, basically.
Yeah, like suing culture.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mackie D's.
Yeah.
So last one on my list to eat at your own risk is a really fun guy.
Mushrooms.
That's right. And there's not really anything specific to say here except that besides having hallucinogenic properties, mushrooms can also kill. So yes, they are very deadly. Varieties such as death cap, destroying angels, and deadly webcap are highly poisonous and capable of inducing death.
Have you guys seen Shrooms? The
horror film.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, like maybe
Banger.
a million years ago.
It's good.
It is good.
Worth a rewatch?
I think it's probably got some unacceptable misogyny and gross behaviours and comments and shit, but I feel like the storyline stands up.
Was it made in the 90s/2000s?
Yes.
It was made last year.
Yeah. Okay. But yes, so thousands are poisoned by mushrooms each year. From varying severities. So it's largely caused by people deciding to go foraging, or others foraging on their behalf and not knowing what is poisonous and what is not. It is. Do you know what? It's
yeah. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's a habit.
I picked you these mushrooms. They're definitely okay.
Well, you say that, but do you know what? I think there's a lot of people who are like, I've gone on Google and I've looked at pictures of mushrooms, so I know what is safe to eat and what is not. And I'm like, no.
True.
But I think because people are taking up more and more hobbies, like I'm really scared that mushroom eating or mushroom picking is one of them,
Mushroom
which
eating.
then leads to mushroom eating.
It's my new hobby, just eating.
The death by eating a mushroom is fairly horrendous, by the way. So the death cap mushroom is the one that I think kills and poisons most people over kind of every other kind. And when you eat it, you won't experience the symptoms for kind of normally at least 6 to 24 hours. But what happens is that you'll then get abdominal cramps, vomiting, you'll become severely dehydrated and get pretty impressive diarrhea.
Impressive?
Never impressive.
Which will basically be, so you'll get the symptoms of like a terrible stomach flu. And then what happens is that the poison will basically be slowly destroying your liver. So it binds to and disables an enzyme responsible for making new proteins. And without this enzyme, cells can't function and liver failure results. So without really, really prompt treatment, the victim can experience rapid organ failure, coma, and death. And it only takes a few mouthfuls of a death cap mushroom to be lethal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes indeed.
So that was my list, guys, of 10 things that are deadly, but we eat them anyway.
I mean, a lot of them were delicious.
Yes. Me personally, I can't wait to get myself some mushroom stuffed fugu. Nom.
Beautiful. Loved it.
So that was food, guys. How have your collages gone?
I made a lettuce / cabbage. I'll just
Lethal.
put a little pic in the chat for you.
Yeah, I've put mine in the chat. Mine's definitely a collage because there's more than one piece of paper involved in it. Oh my, your lettuce is so good.
That is a really good lettuce.
That's exactly what they look like.
Green and smushy.
Yeah, green and smushy. Oh, but I like your apple also, Nina. It's very...
It's a
red.
minimalist collage.
It is very minimalist.
Thought I'd go minimalist today with the collage.
But I like the texture of it. It's very attractive. And mine will be mystery. A mystery. You'll see it when it's finished and posted on the social page.
What? Why?
Because I don't want to give the audience too much fun in one session.
Well, you haven't. Don't you worry.
Thanks, guys. Anyway, that has been a very, very interesting session today. I have enjoyed learning about food and not enjoyed learning about Terrari, and then enjoyed telling you about food.
I feel sorry for Terrari.
No,
I don't. Puppy killer.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
He was ill.
Yeah, but you can eat babies, just don't eat puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to ever eat anything live. Like, there must have been, like, go to the vending machine, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I don't know, 1700s, if people are going to pay you to eat live shit and all you want to do is eat stuff, then
you're a
Eat
turd.
live
I
stuff.
agree. Cool. Well, shall we pick out a topic for next time?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Where is sock hat? Hat sock? Sock bag?
What crafting shall we do?
I forget we have to do this every week. And I don't even do it every week.
Can we ask our listeners how they feel about the crafts?
Guys, should we dump the crafts? We can say this now because Ria's not here, who loves crafts.
We're taking advantage of the fact that Ria is not here today.
Tell us how much you need the crafts. Tell us, should we get rid of the crafts? Would you be cool with that? Or should we get rid of us and just have crafts?
Just Ria crafting podcast.
Silently.
It would be. If we stop the crafts, then we can potentially babble on at the end about our lives or something.
Oh God,
Or
don't say that. That doesn't
horror
sound like
horror film, something
Yeah.
interesting, something that
Something-
we're interested in that is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, shall we do
Do
something
biro.
modelly?
Oh, okay. what-
Biro or biro? Well, up for biro.
What? Oh, okay. I've got it. Modeling with blue tack.
Ooh.
I've got clay, so
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
might
you can
just-
model with clay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna model with blue tack.
We'll call it sculpting,
Sculpting. Okay.
and then it will sound professional.
I say this now, but catch me getting a load of clay ordered to my house in 2 days. I'm practicing with it before the next episode.
Okay, the thing I've picked out today now is holes.
No, I'm actually phobic. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
put-
actually,
put-
but
Put that back in the bin.
yeah. Holes. Oh, that's
Oh.
such a horrible topic.
It could be whatever you want. It could be a sewer. Could be someone crawling out of a sewer.
It could be a belly button, Nina. Do you want to hear about that for 10 minutes?
It could be a belly button. It could be a cave or a cavern.
Okay, fine. We'll do
Oh,
holes.
fine.
Remember, this may have been submitted by a listener, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You're great.
I'm just scared
Cheers.
of holes.
I have so many questions,
I
right?
don't. I don't think you are.
Hey, not those holes. That's a nice. Oh, I know what my topic's going to be.
And I think it's really important that we actually just leave it there now
Yeah.
and not delve any more into that. So, listeners, thank you for joining us on our journey of food. And hopefully, you've been collaging with us. If you have, why not send us a little picky pic and tag us at the Weirding Hour, or you can send it to our email account, weirdinghour@gmail.com.
And
In
tell
the
us if you
meantime-
care about the craft. And
Yeah,
if you don't, we might
that's cool. That's
find
cool.
something
That's
else.
cool too. We're okay with it.
We could do a little
Uh,
poll.
While you're telling us about that, could you also please rate, review, subscribe, maybe download a few more episodes, just listen to them again, have them on in the background, turn the volume down, just have them going. We just want to rack up those numbers and for you guys to have a good time. That's all we want. That's all we want. In
Mostly the
that
numbers.
order.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for stopping by though, guys. We love you very much. I've been Bothwell. See you next time on The Weirding Hour.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Spread the weird.
Nice.
Oh, it's so sad that Ria's not there to say it.
Oh,
It felt
Like,
dirty saying it.
should I copy one in from another
Yeah,
episode?
please. And then it would just be really creepy and unexpected. She'll be really surprised when she hears the episode. Okay, love you. Bye.